I would send everything I had left. Not online, not in a post, in a box. I mailed a binder to a voice actor I admired, someone I still wanted to believe in. But it wasn't just a binder, it was my heart. I bought a heavy duty hole punch for the stacks, a thick binder, extra printer ink, lots of paper. I stayed up late, reformatting everything one final time. I printed the entire Change.org petition, all 10,194 signatures. I included every comment. I organized it into clean, readable sections, page after page. And then I wrote a letter, a long, personal, aching letter, not just about the project, but about the years, the work, the love, the grief, the cost. How much it meant to me, how much it had taken. I printed that too and tucked it into the front pocket. It took 2 weeks to finish. It cost about $70 for the paper, the ink, the binder, the shipping. But it wasn't about the money. It was about giving this one last chance, one last offering. I mailed it quietly. No announcement. I mailed it because some small, stubborn part of me still believed it might matter. That if someone opened it, if they really read it, they'd finally see me. Because that binder was everything I couldn't say out loud. It was everything I ever wanted this to be. It was me, and I gave it away. By early 2024, I was trying to move on. I really was. But it was hard. I was still hurting, still carrying all of it. And then, out of nowhere, I got an email from the voice actor I'd mailed my binder to nearly a year earlier. At first, my heart jumped. For a second, I thought, maybe they read it. Maybe they saw me. But then I started reading. The tone was off. The wording was strange. It felt ghostwritten, polished, performed, not personal. There are a few key points from this letter I will read word for word. The rest I will paraphrase. It started out with a New Year's greeting and then went on to inform me that they had just received my binder and letter from their agent. That's how it began. Like I had sent them something casual. Like this wasn't a binder I'd poured my heart into and mailed 11 months earlier. Then came the first quote that stopped me in my tracks. Wow, your efforts are really impressive. My family all looked at your work, and we were very impressed with all you have done. And that was the first moment I could tell that this was written by someone else. I didn't send this to their family. I sent it to them. It wasn't a group activity. It wasn't a family scrapbook. It was a gift from me to the person who meant something to me. That line made it feel like it had been passed around like an interesting object, not something personal. Then came this. I'm not sure when you sent it to me, but the letter was dated February 6th, 2023, and the petition is dated November 27th, 2022. I still don't know why that was included. Why point that out? It felt bureaucratic, like I'd sent in a form and they were cataloging the timestamps, not like someone reading something that came from my heart. And then came the part that really knocked the air out of me. They told me that they appreciated what someone else did to help with my effort and remarked on how great of a person they were. And just like that, in a reply that should have been about the work I did, credit was given to someone else. Not just mentioned, praised, elevated, as if they were the one who made it all happen. And in that moment, I just thought, there it is again. Even here, even now. Then they said this. I sent a video message to the creator of Jimmy Neutron and showed him your notebook and letter. I thought he would be just as impressed as I was. But there was no quote, no reaction, no word from him, just the name drop, which by that point didn't mean much to me. Because if he had really seen it, why didn't I get to hear what he thought? Finally, I was told that because they were just a voice actor, they didn't really have any pull at the network. However, they said they would reach out to their contacts and show them the results of my petition. I honestly didn't know what to do with that. Because the binder wasn't sent to pitch something. It wasn't a business proposal. It wasn't a campaign tactic. I'm going to say this again. This was a gift. So I didn't understand why it was being framed like something to show around, like a file to pass along the chain. That was the first reply I got. And it didn't sound like them. Not like the person I used to admire. Not the person I mailed that binder to. It took nearly a year before I heard back. But when I did, I didn't feel seen. I felt invisible all over again. I sat with that email for a while. I didn't know how to feel. It didn't sound like them. But after all that silence, part of me still wanted to believe it meant something. So I wrote back. I told them I was doing okay, that I'd sent the binder in February 2023 and closed the petition the November before. I said I wasn't sure it would ever reach them. I also told them I'd stepped away from the revival project the April before. That by then, I felt like there was nothing left I could do, like I'd given everything I had. And I admitted something hard. That I didn't feel like anyone really cared. Not anymore. And I wasn't sure if I'd ever come back to it again. I said I was 40 now. And I was starting to wonder if maybe this was as far as I'd ever get. I thanked them for their message, said I appreciated what they shared, even if it didn't sound like them, even if it didn't feel personal. I ended it simply, told them I hoped we could stay in touch. That was it. Not long after my reply, I got a second message. It was meant to be encouraging. It said something had been done with my work and that it had been received in a positive way. That was the gist of it. There were no real details, no confirmation, no follow up. Just another vague update. And then it ended with this: hope that lifts your spirits and lets you know your labor has been viewed positively. Viewed positively. That was the line that stayed with me. Not appreciated, not honored, just viewed. I didn't feel lifted. I felt dismissed. Like all that time, 12 years of work, had been reduced to a sentence that didn't mean anything anymore. It didn't feel like praise. It felt like management. Like someone was trying to keep me calm instead of trying to actually connect. And by that point, it was too late. And if I'm being honest, I don't even think the voice actor I mailed that binder to ever really read it. The tone didn't sound like someone who had seen what was inside. It didn't feel like a personal response. It felt like something passed along, like someone else looked at it. Maybe skimmed it, maybe didn't, and then sent me back a performance dressed up as praise. And that hurts more than anything. Because what I sent wasn't just paper, it was 12 years, and it was mine.